Hey, what's going on YouTube, and welcome to this week's episode of Tuesday Preppers, where we take a look at the in-game news for Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, see what kinds of content is coming out, and look at the in-game killers that you can get right now that are going to help you get ready for this week's events. This week is, compared to the last couple of weeks, pretty exciting. This week also comes with, I would say, some drama, but let's focus on the events and stuff first. And the most exciting thing that we have going on this week is Cast from Paradise. This is a World of Visions event, and these are usually pretty fun just because there's a lot of different bosses that you fight. You need a lot of different types of killers, a lot of different kinds of teams, and I think they're a lot of fun. I think they also bring together the community really well. People like try and help their friends, like, you know, clear fights and get a perfect score. We'll talk a little bit about that in just a second. Worth noting that the event is divided into two phases. The first 4 levels are coming out on the 17th, which is Thursday, and the last 3 levels are coming out on the 19th. Now, they don't tell you a whole lot about it here, other than the names of the events: Flying Warmack through Dweller of the Pulse Vestige. I'm going to tell you what these enemies are, and what their weaknesses are, and what types of units you need to bring to the fight. So take a look right at this right now. The first level, Flying Warmack, is against the Manasvan Warmack. It's a machine enemy, weak to thunder and water. The Sanctum bioweapon is the Pantheron, which is a beast weak to fire and ice. The Psycom Elite is a Psycom Marauder. It's a human enemy weak to wind and earth. The Beast Enhanced is the Beta Behemoth. It's again a beast, weak to water and thunder. That's all that's coming out on Thursday. So you can go in and you can cap all these and technically be rank 1 on Thursday until the new events come out. Now on Saturday, when the new events come out, or the new event comes out, it's the Psycom Warmack, the Myrmidon enemy. Wow. It is a magic fight, so it's a machine enemy weak to light and dark. You're gonna want to bring units like Serge, Tsukiko, Dark Rain, Olivera, the Neovision Shantoto, lots of things like that. That do dark or light elemental damage, and that's going to be what we're going to be using to fight in this thing. So that's pretty cool. It's a machine enemy as well. The next one is the Ghast. This is the Sorrowful CF. It's a physical fight against a Reaper. So this would be a little easier, right? Physical units are a dime a dozen. Magical units are harder to come by. And you can use ice or water for its weakness. Now, you are not locked to these elements. Generally speaking, these are just the ones that they're inherently weak to. So your best bet of capping the boss is using these elements that it's already good at, right? Yeah, Reaper enemy. So the last one is Anima. This is the Dweller of the Pulse Vestige. This is a machine enemy, one more time, has no weaknesses or resistances inherently. You can use whatever team you want. You can bring your best team to this. And so because this is the final boss machine, and so is the Myrmidon, so is the Manasvan Warmack, we're going to focus on how to get some machine killer tonight. But since there's Reaper enemies here and also Reapers in another event, we're going to focus on how to get some Reaper killer as well. That's going to be our main focuses. Talk a little bit about the gear here. First of all, this is a shared rank 1 event, so anybody who can cap the final boss and get all the milestone rewards gets rank 1. Hopefully you can get that. If not, you know, the top 1,000 players do get 10,000 Lapis and all this stuff, so definitely aim for that if you can. But, you know, get as much Lapis as you can. It's what it is. And then you're going to farm up a lot of stuff to make these items. Now, Hero's Amulet is 84 attack. It gives you 50% attack against machine monsters, or 50% attack and 50% machine killer, which is cool because the final boss is a machine. Thane's Amulet does the same thing, but it is magic and for killers as well, for machine monsters. And then these two I think are both really good newbie items. Blessed Talisman is magic 82. Magic 50%, equipment magic 50% when wearing one weapon in one or both hands. So true double hand magic, really nice on a free item. So is Genji Glove, attack magic 63 with LB damage 50%. Super good for an attack, for a free item that they're just giving away. The LB damage on an accessory slot is very nice. And then Battle Talisman too. Gives you attack, magic, defense, and spirit, and then also gives you 30% HP and gives you escape death at one time when your HP is above a certain point. So it allows you to like guts the attack. Pretty cool. The Punisher. It's one of those things where it says it's one thing, but it makes me wonder if it's something else. Looks like a spear. The picture is a gun and says Spear of Punishment. So is this a spear or not, or is this a spear gun? Who knows? Attack 223, pretty high. Boosts LB gauge fill rate by, or LB gauge fill 400 by return. Boosts jump attack by 100% and restores MP 5%. Pretty cool stuff. Free stuff that is not bad at all, honestly. These are all good things. The Vision Ward items are usually pretty good. So this is exciting. Now, as far as scoring, if you've never done one of these before, they've got this scoring criteria just like Dark Visions. Basically just clearing the quest, do as much damage as you can in one turn, take as little damage as possible, don't die, make sure you hit it with at least 6 elemental attacks that it's weak to, and get 100 hits in your chain. I've done several videos on like how to put this together, you know, for Dark Visions and for Vision World. So look for one of those. I might even link one in the description here, and that way you can kind of see how that works. But it's pretty straightforward. Most vets know how this works. So you know, we'll talk about it a little bit in that video. I'll show you. But that's really it. So you know, we're gonna need a lot of different killers: Beast, Machine, Human, and Reaper, and we'll talk about how to get some of that here in just a second. The other pieces of content are equipment enhancement events. The first one is called To Forsake One's Focus. This is equipment enhancement for Lightning's Clothes against a human and Reaper enemy. See, I said we needed Reaper killer. Sid reigns. Sid has no weaknesses or resistances. You can use all the breaks you want, and you end up getting Lightning's Clothes, which are fairly high attack, 83, not bad for a free item, with lightning resist on it, and 500 attack for Lightning herself, and 50% attack for everybody else. Not terrible. Basically, though, I mean, it's gonna, one of the challenges is to bring Final Fantasy 13 units, and that's gonna be kind of rough unless you get the new unit. More on that in a second. The next one here is the Sanctum Warmack. This is a Beast Machine enemy. This is for Hope's Scarf. And the enemy you fight is the Ushumgal Subjugator. It has minus 20% Thunder weakness, so you can do pretty good damage to it with Thunder damage. Not surprising. But it doesn't resist anything else. So you can take whatever team you want. It just has an inherent Thunder weakness. Now, all the damage that it does is physical type, so you can probably Mirage most of it. It does do some fixed damage as well. So mitigations, but mainly does physical damage, which is going to make it, you know, interesting to deal with. But you know, there is a Final Fantasy 13 tank you could take. Snow exists, but you can get Hope's Scarf here. It's Magic 77 with 500 Magic for Hope, and then MP and Magic 30% for everybody else. So that's not a terrible item. Better stuff exists, but this is free. And it's good for Hope, if you're pulling for Hope. That's it as far as the content goes. So before I dive into anything else that I want to talk about, let's talk about the killers. So we know we need a Beast Killer for a couple of the events. You can get this from a couple different places. Beast Killer Plus from Scorn of Aemon. Rafflesia, you can get Beast Eater Sense. Cerberus can get Beast Killer Plus and the recipe to make more. Valued Memories, Vortex of the Past, and Hatred, both really good for beasts and machines. So these are going to come in clutch a lot this week because you're fighting a lot of beasts and machines. Also Infernal Battle Garb, but there's tons and tons of stuff for Beast Killer. Like that Beast Killer is really, really common. So I don't worry too much about that one. I worry a little bit more about Reaper, just because Reaper is not that common. But there is some that you can get. You can get Undead Killer Plus from the Doulahan Advanced, which we are going to do tonight, as well as Reaper Eater Sense from the Stroper, which is very easy. Conquering the Fear of Spirits, which is also very easy. Lots and lots of things for Reaper Killer. So definitely pick that up. I'm going to show you how to get some tonight. We know we need Human as well, and Human is super common, so much so that we usually don't talk too much about it. You know, Mask of Ashura, Muramasa, Maneater Sense, Mankiller Plus from Elnath, Guy's Belt, Noreen's Trance Saber, Weapon Specialist. There's lots and lots of things for Human Killer that we don't really need to talk about. So there it is. So we're going to focus on Machine. Again, Dullahan Advance gives you the Machine Eater sense, and so you can pick up Reaper Killer and Machine Killer from a single fight. That's what we're going to do tonight. But again, also Mechanic for the Royal Family, Valued Memories, Vortex of the Past and Hatred, Storm Bunny Jacket, Master Machinery, Battle Intelligence, Last Guardian from Noel from Final Fantasy 13. So lots and lots of things you can pick up for Machine Killer, making it pretty easy to gear for. But since we can do Machine and Reaper in the same fight with the Dullahan, we're going to get that done tonight. And you're going to see a very quick and easy clear using a unit that just got upgraded. Pretty exciting. Before we go too much further, though, I did want to just take a minute and talk a little bit about the summon itself. So Lightning is the new unit that's coming out, and Hope is here as well, and as an NVA Fang. And this is where a lot of people are getting kind of iffy and upset. And I've got some thoughts and some feelings on this step up. You know, to go all the way to Pity for a premium unit has historically been 60k for us. If you go to Pity without buying the Vision card, it's 72k now. If you get the Vision card, it's 79k. So between a 12 and 19,000 Lapis increase in price out of nowhere. The last premium unit we had was, you know, definitely not 79,000 to get Pity, and that's a big deal. But I do think one thing that stands out is that this step up does have a Vision card on it, on top of a bunch of other goodies. Now we're going to look at the Vision card. I don't think it's that great. I don't think it's even that worth it, but it is there. So before you think, oh, you know, 19k, big jump from 16. Yes, it is. But one thing is that there's a Vision card on the step up. Two is that Lightning herself buffs with her leader skill, which is an absurdly good leader skill, 900% or 750 outside of Clash of Wills, for 4 different categories. So she buffs the Rebellion, CW Support, CW Wind, and CW Lightning at 750 or 900 in Clash of Wills. Which is very, 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 very high. And so when you think about the fact that we get the special Vision card on her banner, a new Vision card, which is a new tier of power for her, I'll show you that in a second, and then her leader skill doing 4 different categories in 2 different game modes, you know, she brings a lot to the table. So is all that worth 19k or even 12k? You can kind of decide for yourself. I'll go ahead and say it. I don't think that she's a bad unit, and I'm not saying that you should not pull for her. I'm not going to pull for her. If I get one, I get one with tickets. If I get one on a free pull or something like that, then cool. I'm not chasing after her though. I don't have the Lapis for it. I'm saving up. Maybe I'll regret that down the road, but as of right now, I'm not going to go chasing after a unit for 2 reasons. One, I don't have the Lapis. I don't like to spend Lapis unless I have enough for a Pity. You guys know that. 2, I don't love the price increase, and I don't want to tell the game that I support that price increase by spending my money to buy Lapis just to pull on the unit. So I'm sure they will not even feel me not buying Lapis, but I'm not going to do it. I don't think they're wrong for it. I just don't want to send the message that I support that big of a jump in price for basically no reason. And there's that. So if you want her, pull for her, live your best life. I can't justify it. I can't afford it. So I'll just save up for the next unit that I want. And that's okay. Now, as far as Vision cards go, like I said, hers is kind of unique. It's Attack Magic 170. It gives a bunch of other stuff. And it gives bonus stats to the Rebellion category unit. It gives more flat stats than the previous element locked cards that we had, like the Flaring Ether Rain card or the Deoxys card. This gives bigger stats. So this is a jump up from previous premium Vision cards, premium unit Vision cards. So it is, you know, it's again a step up. Hope's card is not very good. We talked about this on the live stream review. And then this new card, you know, I wanted to withhold my judgment because I know a lot of people are really down on it. I think the art's really cool. It's kind of the same art style as the Reagan card we recently got, but the stats on it are just not impressive. Like LB gauge fill rate 50% and 20% evasion, 80% attack. Like those are okay, but then this is not that exciting. You know, True Double Hand is so easy to cap now, and 500 attack for FFBE units only is just not that thrilling of a card. If this was 200, I'd like it a lot more. If this was LB damage instead of LB fill rate, I'd like it a lot more. This is just not an exciting card. So yeah, sorry. But between all of that, I don't think it's worth pulling on the banner, for me personally. Now we're also getting a bunch of other stuff, and some of this they mentioned in the live stream. A lot of leader skills that are coming to the game, and then ability awakenings. All of these, you know, Mazurka, Diverti, and Milo are being upgraded from, instead of spending crowns to get them, that you are going to get to use crystals instead. And you know, you've probably got a million of these from doing raids and box summons and all kind of fun stuff like that. You know, I have not worried about having crysts in a long time. So being able to spend them on free unit upgrades is nice. And Zach, they mentioned, is getting a leader skill upgrade just in time for Lightning to come out and be better. But there it is. So lots of upgrades, lots of bundles, and new ways to get units. There was something. Is it miscellaneous? No. These. So like this for example, for curated Neovision's ticket summon. For 15 of these tickets, you can get, you know, you get a summon from the ticket pool, and it's like really like a much smaller list. It includes Zac, Yuffie, Sakura, Dark Lineage, Angeal, and Ash. You know, you can put a nice team together with those units. And then this is the 1/10 Neovision summon ticket B. Just a smaller pool of units that came out since January of 2022. You know, so you could pull onto the unit and get like, you know, new Ace, or you could pull on this and get Esther. So your mileage may vary on what you get out of this and whether or not it's any good, but you know, a year and a half is a long time of worth of units that could pop out of those. So only certain units added to the game, and you know, hard to know what's included. We'll take a look at that on Thursday. But beyond that, that's really it. So let's talk about where you're going to get those killers. So I mentioned before that we're going to do the Dullahan fight to get Reaper Killer and Machine Killer at the same time. So you're going to go to the Vortex, and you're going to go to Nemesis and 12 types takedown, and scroll all the way down to the poor Dullahan who gets beat up on constantly on this channel. Here he is. The advanced version gets you Undead Killer Plus, which is 75% to physical and magical killer. Machine Eater Sense, which is again 75% to machines, physical and magical. Very, very nice items, and you can get these all very, very easily with the team we're going to show you. So strategy Moogle tells us it's a Reaper. You want to keep your ice and light resistance raised. Boost stop resistance, not going to matter in this clear. He counterattacks you and then puts up lightning and peril field on himself at the start of the battle, and he ambushes you with a light attack. That is magic, so you want to bring a tank or just boost everybody's light resistance. I'm going to show you my team. We're not going to take a friend. Turns out I don't need it. I was making a big deal about bringing a strong cloud friend, and you really don't need it. That way you can get all missions with this team of units. So it should not surprise you that this team of units is going to blow this out of the water. So we'll take a look at the gear and stuff first. Way over geared, but it was fun to do on stream tonight. You know, Elena basically just has light resistance and ice resistance, and then she's gonna be just fine. Shift form is technically geared for damage, but she's not doing much of the damage. She's got True Dual Wield, and she's got Reaper Killer a little bit, you know, just from some gear she's wearing. LB damage. She's not doing the main damage carry, but there you go. Nothing exciting here. Sakura Dark Lineage is she's our provoker, weirdly, and she's just got provoke and evade, and then Esperfill. She's wearing Ramu, so she can summon her Ramu field, but she's our evasion provoker, so she's got provoke and evade. Ibarra does not matter. Her gear does not matter. Just make sure that she can just make sure she's here. she just does a little bit of stuff for this party. She does lightning imperil. She does mirage stacks. She does a little bit of chaining. Nothing too bad. She's not carrying the damage here. Rosa is basically just here to do Reaper Killer. So that's fun. I honestly just hit automatic spirit and let the builder do its thing. Cloud, here we go. So Cloud is wearing, you know, I'm going to spend the whole fight in the shift form. So I've got Tidus Garb in the shift form, and then just a bunch of normal stuff for Cloud. He's got Reaper Killer maxed out, True Double Hand maxed out, Indestructible Light. He's wearing Ibarra's Vision card. He's got LB damage, chaining, all that stuff's maxed out. And he's going to be good to go. If your Cloud is not this good and you need a friend Cloud, let me know. I'll hook you up. But there's also, you can do this pretty much with any Cloud that is on your friends list probably right now, because of the upgrades that Cloud recently just got. Makes this a pretty easy fight for Cloud at this point. So let's go ahead and get into it, and we'll show you how to kill this boss in 2 turns. So we'll get the gear out of the way, and we'll put the actions up, and let's go. First things first, the boss is going to ambush us with a holy attack that Elena is going to cover. There we go. So we're going to let Elena and Ibarra attack first, and that is going to make it so that the counterattacks hit Elena and Ibarra, and we're going to be just fine. So we'll do Defense Break. We'll do Crystal Echo to make everybody's stats better, and then Benediction to just buff stats. That's 1 attack from Elena, and then Ibarra is going to do Wish for Vengeance, Ryun, and Malicious Flash. That way everybody's got Mirage stacks, and that's the 2nd attack coming from Ibarra. So you're going to see 2 counterattacks come out and hit Elena and Ibarra first. Sakura here is going to do triple. She's going to do True Thunderstone just to give everybody Thunder Imbue. And then she's going to do Defensive Barrier just to put HP up on everybody. And then Burst. There we go. Rosa can do whatever, but I'm just going to have her do True Glorious Rain of Arrows to buff everybody's light and ice resistance. There we go. Very good. And Cloud. Now we can see that the boss has a 250% Lightning Imperil currently. To help us do a little bit of damage, Cloud is going to do Elemental Burst Lightning. And then Triple Slash. And how much is Spinning Slash? 130. Yeah, we're not going to worry about that. Lightning Chain. All right. That was just Cloud hitting the boss by himself, by the way. Counterattacks happen, regular attacks happen. Elena's covering. Sakura is evading and provoking. Cool. Thank you, Sakura. Now we're going to summon Ramuh. Put up that nice Lightning Imperil field. So we've got boosted stats on our side, leaving our Cloud with 17.6 thousand attack. Not bad at all. He's going to use his Limit Burst, which is going to chain with Elena's Shifted Limit Burst. There we go. Her Shifted Limit Burst is going to put up a Great Sword Imperil, which is going to allow us to do more damage with Cloud. Ibarra is just going to jump in and help out with the chaining a little bit with 3 Malicious Flashes. Also, if you don't kill the boss here, you would have Mirage stacks for the next turn, and that's going to help out. And then finally, Rosa is just going to Prayer of Exorcism on Cloud, Prayer of Exorcism on Elena. Technically, they're doing the damage. And as long as you just like chain Cloud last, Elena's Greatsword Imperil will go up on there, and Ibarra can just kind of contribute to chaining. So, you know, something like this. And the boss is just going to get totally destroyed. We played around with this on stream with a 2nd Cloud and did about 64 billion damage. You know, this clear just did 26 with just Cloud by himself. So, yeah. Single Cloud clears this just fine, and he's totally carrying that damage by himself. You know, Ibarra and Elena are helping out, but they weren't. Ibarra was barely geared. Elena, it was really well geared, but you know, not ideal because you didn't have the killers maxed out. So Cloud really carrying this one, and that is going to get you Reaper Killer and Machine Killer. So that's going to be very useful for all the stuff going on this week. Hopefully that's useful to you, and now you have a sense of where you can get some killers and some things to get you ready for the World of Visions event. Because we are not getting the farming event, I will go ahead and save the World of Visions event for stream on Thursday night, so we can do that live with you guys, go through all the fights that we can do, and then maybe work a little bit on the equipment enhancement events, throw some tickets, do some free pulls and stuff like that, like we usually do on Thursday, live over on Twitch. If you've never come and checked that out, definitely give that a shot. And we have a lot of fun. We got a good group of folks that hang out and kind of chit chat and visit and help me get through the content and stuff. So it'll be fun. I'm a little worried about the equipment enhancement events on this one. Gotta be honest with you, but depending on whether or not the challenge missions are that hard, I might just skip them and just come back for them later. Now that the Chamber of Seals is a thing, there you go. In the meantime, if you've got questions about why I'm not pulling, if you want to talk about that, feel free to hit me up in Discord. I'm happy to talk with you about that more in depth. But I can't really do this one. Premiums is one thing, and then 19,000 or 19,000 price increase is another thing altogether. But yeah, anyways, in the meantime, you guys are gonna be good to each other. Take care, and we will see you in the next thing on Thursday.